students marching in Indonesia's capital and several other cities on Tuesday, calling on the government to halt controversial legislation being debated in parliament. Last week, the government passed a law to amend the power of the Corruption Eradication Commission. This week, Parliament planned to make changes to a pending criminal code bill which could discriminate against religious minorities, outlaw sex outside marriage, ban abortion and make it illegal to insult the president. But the outcry by protesters forced a delay. Students fought with police outside Parliament in Jakarta. Security forces responded with tear gas and water cannon to disperse the crowds.
There are so many problems, weakening of the Anti-Corruption Commission and then rushing to pass the criminal code. They want to pass other bills too before the parliament term ends, but there is no transparency.
As the tear gas cleared, the cleanup began. Riot police and ambulances remain on standby for protests. Around Parliament, there's a clear message left behind. This graffiti says, "We are anti-Parliament," and down below it says, "You're violating the people's rights." The students here say they'll continue this fight until there's change. For decades, previous Indonesian governments have tried to change laws that were established under Dutch colonial rule. President Joko Widodo revived discussion when he was elected 4 years ago. Human rights groups say the latest proposed changes are anti-reformist.
For the last 20 years, Indonesia have gone through a reform process in which the agenda on corruption eradication, human rights protection have had tremendous achievement. The law will roll back all reforms in Indonesia in the field of human rights and anti-corruption.
Analysts believe this is why politicians are pushing to create Indonesia's own criminal code. But the political fallout could threaten President Joko Widodo's credibility.
He was a president who rides on the public support, who is riding on the wave of the public support from the very beginning. But now he is turning against the public. That means that he will be viewed by the public as more being for the elites, for the political parties, and so on and so forth.
Concerns are growing that the pending criminal code will be introduced when the new parliament is sworn in next week. Protesters say they'll continue to make sure their voices are heard. Rahila Mohammed, Al Jazeera, Jakarta.